Hello, children. Today I'm going to tell you the story called Pelle's New Suit by Elsa Beskow. So, once upon a time, in a little village in Sweden, there lived a little boy named Pelle. And Pelle lived in a little village, and Pelle had a lamb, of his very own. And Pelle got to take care of the lamb by himself. He took him in to eat grass. And he took him to the pond to drink. And every day he would be with his lamb and feed his lamb and tend to his lamb. And the lamb grew. And the lamb's hair, wool, grew. And Pelle grew. And one day, while Pelle went to put on his coat, it was too small. It didn't fit anymore. I'm gonna make a new coat. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure out how to get a new coat. It's very hot. And we need wool for the coat. So the lamb won't want its wool anymore in the hot springtime. And so I'll shear my lamb and get the wool for the new coat. I won't wear this while I'm doing that. It's too tight and small. He called his lamb over and he began to shear the wool. Oh, when he got so much wool, and the lamb felt so fresh and free now that he was cool, and he ran off, and Pelle had all this wool, and he ran over this wool to his Mormor's house, his grandmother's house. And he said, Mormor, will you card this wool for me? Well, his Mormor said, Pelle, that I will gladly do. If, Pelle, you go out and weed my carrot patch. So Pelle ran outside and began to weed the carrot patch. And Mormor began to card that wool, make it all stretched out and nice and comb it. I'll card this wool for Pelle, my dear. I'll card this wool for Pelle, my dear. I'll card this wool. I'll card this wool. And Pelle will weed my carrots. And when Mormor had carded all the wood, she called him in, and Pelle was so happy. Thank you, Mormor, thank you. Now it's all stretched out and fluffy. And Pelle ran with the wool to his other grandmother's house, over the hill and through the path. Morfar, and he said, Morfar, will you spin this wool into yarn for me? Well, Pelle, that I will gladly do, if, Pelle, you go out and tend the cows for me. Oh, Pelle was happy to go out into the sunshine and tend those cows. Moo, moo, moo. Go on, moo, moo, moo. And Morfar took out her spindle and she got the wool and she began to spin. I'll spin this wool for Pelle, my dear. I'll spin this wool for Pelle, my dear. I'll spin this wool. I'll spin this wool. And Pelle will tend my cows. And when Morfar had spun all the wool into yarn, she called Pelle. And Pelle, oh, thank you, Morfar, thank you. But Pelle didn't want white wool for his coat. He wanted blue wool. Oh, I know. I'm going to go down to the painter. And the painter has a lot of paint. And I'll ask him for some blue paint so I can paint my wool blue. And Pelle ran over to the painter's who was painting a nice yellow house. He said, Mr. Painter, would you give me some blue paint so I can paint my wool blue? Well, says the painter, Pelle, my dear, it is not paint that you need for your wool. No. It is dye. But I'll tell you what. If you go over to the store and buy me some new yellow paint, which I need, well, I'll let you go and pick all the bluebells that are growing in my garden, and you can make dye out of them. Yes, you remember. Oh, yes, so Pelle went right in. He got the money for the paint. He rode over the river to the store. He got the paint. He rode back. He gave the paint to the painter, and the painter let Pelle go out and pick a lot of bluebells. And Pelle set out the bluebells in the sun to dry. And after a little while, all the bluebells had dried out and they were ready to make dye. And so Pelle went and he got some firewood and he got a big pot, put it on the firewood, and then he put the flowers into the big pot, the nice blue flowers, and he went to the well and he got some water and he poured. First he had to put his nice white wool into the pot and he poured the water into the pot and he lit a fire and the water began to boil. And it turned a nice blue and he stirred the water up. And after a while, that's a little hot, his yarn had turned to blue. And Pelle set that yarn out to dry in the when it was all dry, he went to his mother. He ran to his mother and he said, "Mother, mother, will you weave this yarn into cloth for me?" "Well," says his mother, says his mother, "Oh, Pelle, I shall gladly do that for you. If, Pelle, you tend to your little sister, she's hungry, you can take care of her while I weave." And so Pelle picked up his little baby sister and began to feed her porridge and rattle rattles at her when she wanted it. And Pelle's mother, his mother, set up her weaving loom. Oh, put all the yarn out. And began to weave. "I'll weave this cloth for Pelle, my dear. I'll weave this cloth for Pelle, my dear. I'll weave this cloth, I'll weave this cloth, and Pelle will tend my daughter. I'll weave this cloth for Pelle, my dear. I'll weave this cloth for Pelle, my dear. I'll weave this cloth, I'll weave this cloth, and Pelle will tend my daughter." And when the cloth was all finished, she called Pelle over. "Oh, thank you, Mor. Thank you, Mor. Thank you." And Pelle ran with the cloth to the tailor's house. And he said, Mr. Tailor, will you sew this cloth into a coat for me?" "Well," says the tailor, "that I will surely do, Pelle, if you go out and rake the hay and bring in the firewood and feed the pigs." Oh, Pelle was glad to do that. He went out and he raked the hay, and he picked up all the firewood and he carried it in and he fed the pigs. And meanwhile, the tailor got out all of his threads and he got out the cloth and he began to sew. "I'll sew this cloth for Pelle, my dear. I'll sew this cloth for Pelle, my dear. I'll sew this cloth, I'll sew this cloth right into a coat. I'll sew this cloth right into a coat, right into a coat, right into a coat. I'll sew this cloth right into a coat, and Pelle will rake my hay. I'll sew this cloth right into a coat, into a coat, into a coat. I'll sew this cloth right into a coat, and Pelle will feed my pigs." And when the coat was all finished, the tailor called Pelle in. "Pelle, Pelle, come in, come in." And Pelle ran in. Oh, my coat, my coat. And he tried his coat on. He put his arm in one sleeve and it fit. And he put his arm in the other sleeve and that fit. And he buttoned up his coat. Oh, and it felt good. And it did fit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Tailor. My new blue coat. I'm going to go and thank my lamb. And he called, come on, lamb, bah, bah. And the lamb came running. Yes, bah, bah, bah. Thank you, lamb, for my new blue coat. Bah, bah. And it seemed like the lamb was laughing. Bah, bah, bah. And that's the end of the story. See you next time.